Hi friends, today in this video we will see how we can insert the CSV data to the Oracle database using the Workato. So this is a high level I wanted to see. So first I wanted to take a CSV file and read the CSV file and then parse the CSV file and then insert the data into a database. So in order to do that, from the Workato side, we have two apps is available. One app is called on-premise app because now I'm taking this file from on-premise. So in the last video, I have shown how to install an on-premise agent to set up the on-premise agent and to read the file from your on-premise. And then with that option, you will be able to read a file, any on-premise file. And then once you read the file, so you have to parse the file. For the parsing, we have another app is being provided by the Workato that is for parsing and rendering with the CSV files. And then finally the database things. So to save the time, I already created the process and I'll just quickly walk through this one. Okay, let's first go to and the table what I wanted to insert is this is the table I have. I already run the process, so that's why you see some records are there inserted. You can see some records are there here. This is the person underscore data is the one. So if you look at the columns, right? So for the simplicity, I have not enabled any of the primary key constraint to restrict the duplicate records. So this I have the first ID, first name, last name, position, birth year, debit year. So these are the few columns and these are the few records also is inserted. So quickly I'm just deleting it and then I'm just going to commit it so that now if I go ahead and execute it, I don't see any records are available. Now let's go to the Workato. So this is the process recipe I created it. If you see this recipe, right? So I took the trigger app is to receive for every 5 minutes. And then, so for the Workato side, what file we have is the connector is we have the on-premise file. And this on-premise app, we have an on-premise files app. We have an action called download file. In this download file, we have already specified the connection for the base connection. And then I have given the complete information Okay. So, so with this one, we will be able to set up the connection to the on-premise file, and then you can using the select file or using the enter file path, you will be able to select the file. Once you select the file and just put it the log, this is a Workato log app. So this will help you to see the content. By default, download on-premise file, you cannot see the log file, the file path, file content inside that file. So that's where I just added this one. After that, we have to parse it because this is comes as a complete string. Because if you look at the output of the download file, what you get file content is in string format. But what we need is in a hierarchy format where I can go ahead and parse it. To get that output, what you need to do is for the parse, you have to specify what is the structure of this parse file. So this parse. So this structure of this parse file is basically to you have to add, you can use the parse file structure and you can use a sample file. With this sample file, you will be able to create this structure. And then you put all these double quotes is there. In my case, double quotes are there, and then you log it. And then last option is you can go ahead and use the Oracle app is the one. So this Oracle app, we have a lot of actions. One action I took for simplicity is the insert rows batch. Batch means you can take multiple rows in one shot. Like you don't need to iterate all these things. So that's the option I took it. And then I done the mapping here. No complex mapping. I just do one-to-one mapping. So since this is a batch action, like we need to select the table, and then it takes for few seconds to load the structure of this table, and then it will be go ahead and map these lines right from CSV line. This is a kind of array, or we can call it as a list. This list we map it to the row source list, and then we can map each field by field, and then this will be able to map all the records from the past CSV file into record. So now let's try to test this recipe. Okay. So in this test recipe, we'll see the output, like how it happens, like one by one. First, let's go ahead and see the outcome of this database, and then you can see count. Okay, now I can see that records has been inserted. Now let's walk through the quickly this how does it happen. So like this trigger is basically gives the what time it has been triggered, when it has been triggered. And download on-premise file is basically we have given the file path to read. So it has read the file information. A lot of metadata has been given here, and the file content it is showing. It is not really showing the content here. So that's where I have added the log file with file content. I can see that this is the file content I have in CSV file. And then I pass this string, this string, so that this string is becomes to add as a hierarchy structure, so that I can map this hierarchy structure here and there to the next shapes wherever I want. So this is the one batch. So for the batch, I have inserted all the records. So for that, I have mapped each and every record. You can see that records has been mapped and the row count was showing 6. And then if you see what is the output, the keys count is 6, because in this particular case, this is what does it mean. But if my table has any auto-generated keys, has that identity column that generates the keys automatically, then this will return. But in my case, this is not applicable, and I can see that records has been successfully inserted into the database. This is the thing wanted to show you how you can insert the data into a database. So for this thing, so the only thing that I did not go through is the one is you have to set up the connection. How you can set up the connection is you have to go to the connection detail, and then you put all the detail. Since it is on-premise, you need to select the on-premise group, put a local host, and then port number, and then username, and then password, and database related things. And then that's all. I didn't do any other connections. Everything has took as a default one. That is the only thing that has been set up. I think that's all I wanted to show you for this. In case if you have any questions or any stuck anywhere, and if you need one-to-one guidance, please reach out to me. Thank you for your support. Thank you.